An I-team investigation reducing the risk of gun violence for women and workplaces threatened by domestic abuse. You could get shot to death even if you're minding your own business at work.
In most of Wisconsin, domestic abusers are trusted to hand in their guns on an honor system.
But now there's a move to punish people who ignore the law and keep their guns.
The I-team's Steve Shamraz has this update on a story he's been covering for more than a year. Steve?
Courtney and Mike, we've seen this happen far too many times over the last year. Milwaukee County courts have been trying out a new system for the last couple of months, trying to get guns away from domestic abusers. One lawmaker now wants to make this the law across the state. Carmen Petrie has learned a lot as an advocate for victims of domestic violence, but no lesson more pointed than this.
Offenders who have guns, if I have the intent to kill you, I'm much more likely to do it if I have a gun.
Which is why the courts require people under restraining orders to hand their guns over. Though, as the I-team exposed last year, this rarely happens. Milwaukee County courts issued 716 of these orders last year, but collected only 6 guns from offenders. State Representative Gary Buys has introduced legislation to give court orders more teeth. Buys' law would require those hit with restraining orders to name the make, model, and serial number of all their guns. Lying about this would be prosecuted as perjury, and failing to show up for court and prove those guns were turned in will result in arrest for contempt of court.
This will give people involved certainty that if person does have weapons, that they will be turned in or the person will be locked up.
Carmen Petrie calls this a common sense approach to keeping victims safe because it makes it easier for judges to enforce their own orders.
This is about enforcing existing laws. It's not new gun legislation.
In the past, there were instances where those orders weren't even worth the paper they were written on. This bill, though, has bipartisan support. Representative Buys is optimistic it will get through and passed by the governor. Live at the courthouse tonight, Steve Shamraz, today's TMJ4.
And hopefully it does. Thank you, Steve.